Hi all, Jessie B. Scrapbook came back with another process video. This one is for Mixed Media Mayhem, and here are the pictures I'm going to be using. One of our things is a black background, stencils, and thread. So I picked out this black cardstock and a whole bunch of stencils that I want to use on it, and then I'll bring in some thread at the end. So let's get going. Alright, so I decided I want to do some messy mixed media on the background with my blending brushes and some ink. So this is just a white ink that I picked up at Walmart, and it shows up really well actually on this black cardstock. So I'm just kind of doing messy, no rhyme or reason, and just putting some ink onto the page. And then I'm going to grab some, I think, red. Yep, red. And just kind of hitting around the white ink that I put down. And just kind of, playing with it. No real rhyme or reason for anything. And then I'll also do the same thing with blue here in just a second. And I really like the way that this turns out. It's kind of misty and messy and dark, and it works really good. So here's the blue that I'm going to use. And this is kind of looking patriotic to me right now. And then I'm going to bring in some green as well. And let's see. And this is where I'm going to bring in the stencils. I believe. Nope. First, I'm just doing some green just to add that down. And I love the way this green turns out on here. It shows up so well. It's a nice bright green. And yeah, it turned out really cool. Okay, so the first stencil I'm going to use is a brick stencil. And so I'm going to use the yellow here. And I think I put it in like 3 different spots. And I'm trying to leave the center open a little bit because I know I'm going to have a piece of paper that runs down the center of my layout. And but with those 2 pictures, I mean, a lot of this gets covered up. So I'm just playing and having fun, knowing that not a lot of it's going to actually end up showing, but it was fun to do, so it's okay. I do come in with the stencil that's the big gears, and I do them in orange, but they don't really show up. Even in off camera, they just fade into the background. But that's okay. I have other stencils that do show up, so like that brick turned out really well. I really like the way that looks. And I decided I'm going to use this green again just because it did show up so well. And so I'm just doing these like coffee rings and just kind of putting them wherever. No real reason for anything. It's just a messy background. And then this little stencil I got at the Dollar Tree, I believe. And it has, all these different little patterns. And so I'm just using a couple of the different patterns in a couple of the different spots, and just to give that more of a busy look in the background. Yeah, that's it. Oh, excuse me. So here's the paper that I'm going to tear. It is a grid pattern paper with some like stamping at the bottom, and it's a really neat paper. So I tore both ends, and now I'm going to lay my pictures on it, trying to figure out how I want everything to lay. And I decided I needed another color, so I thought about just doing this red kind of in the background, but then behind the pictures it really gets lost. So I decided just to do a strip down each side of that white paper, and I'm just going to overlap these strips and kind of just give it more layers, and I like the way that that looks. So I'm going to get this all glued down here. I'm just using my page as like a ruler while I overlap those two pieces. So in the pictures, it's one picture is of my son's skidder. That's the big green machine here, you'll see in a little bit. And then the other picture is of my husband and son's shear or buncher. It's what actually cuts down the trees, and the skidder is what, you know, brings them into the landing. So they were just some pictures of the equipment just sitting there, not doing anything, and I thought they were nice pictures, and so I decided to put them in the album. No real story to go along with them other than just documenting the machines that we have at this time. So I like the way that that stripes looks, and sorry about the glare on the skidder picture, but you'll see close-ups at the end of what it actually looks like. And but this is one of the jobs that they were on, and I just think it turned out really pretty. Okay, so I decided to cut down the pictures. They were just a little too big and covering up a little too much. And then I'm going to back the pictures with some white cardstock just to give a nice border all the way around. And my ATG gun, the glue in it is not sticking to the little round piece in the center, and so it's giving me fits. So I had to stop and fix that real fast. So while I am cutting this and getting it all trimmed up, I want to remind everyone to go over and check out everybody else that is playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem. There I have all the links to everyone's direct videos down below, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I missed a couple in the beginning of the month, and I really felt bummed because I totally enjoy this group and I love playing along, and yeah, so I'm just excited to be able to get back into the groove here. So I was thinking about switching the pictures, and I think I might have, I can't remember now, and having the skidder down at the bottom instead of at the top, but nope, I went back the other way. There's more open space above the shear than there was at on the skidder, so I get them all laid out like I want them, and I'm going to have them kind of laying cockeyed. And now I'm bringing in some of my metal gears. Some of the gears, the great big ones, I think are Tim Holtz. I got them for Christmas from my son. He seen them, and he thought I would like them, and he was right. I love them. And then the other little bitty gears I got off Amazon. And so I'm just going to put 3 clusters of gears and get them all glued down. And I put foam tape, or foam, yeah, not tape, but you know, fun foam behind my pictures to make sure I can tuck those gears behind, because otherwise they would wrinkle up the pictures. So that's why I'm leaving a nice border all the way around from the fun foam, so that way the gears can slide underneath. See, I'm still having problems with that ATG again. But yeah, it's just that tape. The gun is fine. It's just for some reason that tape is messed up. Alright, I'm using my Elmer's craft glue. It's a really strong glue that will hold these metal pieces on, and it dries flexible so they don't pop off, and that's very important because you don't want all your gears to be at the bottom of your page protector when you're down the road looking through your albums. So I got these all on there, and then I bring in these little labels, and just for like an extra layer behind the pictures, I was going to put it on this side, but then I realized it was covering up too much of the mixed media, so I just put it on the bottom here. And then these stickers, they look like metal, but they're not. They're a puffy sticker, and I got them at the Dollar Tree. And so I put like that arrow hinge at the bottom, and then these two like little corner pieces, and then that flowery type hinge, I'm not sure what it is, at the top. And I like the way that looks. And now I'm bringing in my thread, and so I'm gonna do 3 thread bundles, and kind of a messy bundle, but they actually don't turn out too messy. But I'm gonna stick one at the top, one at the side, and one at the bottom, and they're all 3 different sizes, and they work out good though. And I'm just gonna tuck them underneath the photos, and yeah, glue them down. And that is it. As soon as I get those glued down, this layout, I believe, is done. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. Bye.